Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to design the 10 milliliter syringe housing seen here. So the actual part will look something like this. We're just designing the housing. In the next video, we'll actually make the plunger. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's come up to File and start a new design. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start a sketch here on my XY plane. All right, and I'm gonna create a construction line that goes right down the middle, and this represents the center axis of our syringe housing. So it's kind of like a line going right down the center of the tube. Okay, and I'm just going to make it 4 inches or so. Okay, I'm going to hit escape, take it out of construction line. Okay, because I always forget. All right, now I'm going to grab a 2-point rectangle, and somewhere like over here, I'm just going to drag out a very thin rectangle piece here, and I'm going to dimension it here so that it is 3 inches long. Okay, and it has a thickness here, a very small thickness of 0.03 inches. Okay, and then this distance from here to here is going to be 0.325, and this represents the radius of our plunger. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and grab my line tool, and I'm going to zoom in here. And something like this, I'm just going to kind of drag out a line here. Okay, I'm going to hit escape, click on my line tool again, and just do something like that. Actually, let's drag out a line down here and make them parallel. If they're not parallel, you can make them parallel by clicking there, and I'm going to get an error message, but I just wanted to show you. Okay, now I'm going to dimension the distance between them to be 0.03 as well. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and trim that and that, looking good. Okay, and I want this distance from here to here to be 0.07. Okay, all right, looking good. So when you're done, you hopefully have something that looks something like that, I hope. Okay. And now I'm going to zoom in again just so you guys can see here. I'm going to grab my line tool again, and I'm going to just drag out a line something like that, and I'm going to dimension it. Not this distance, but this distance to be 0.383. Okay. And then from this distance to our center line, I want that distance to be 0.05. Okay, and that's okay if this is a little off. Now we're going to grab our other line, and somewhere over here we're going to make them parallel, and we're just going to kind of drag something over like that. All right, and we're going to now dimension the distance so we're consistent. That distance is 0.03. Okay, enter. All right, and now we're going to go ahead and trim some of these lines here. So I'm going to trim that guy. Okay, and that looks good. And then I'm going to just make this line go something like that. So we get a kind of a chamfer tip on the end. And then I'm going to trim this little guy right here. And we're looking pretty good for our syringe here, housing. All right, and feel free to make this thing fully constrained. Ideally you want every line to be white. I'll probably get a that looks good. So which that just means is, you know, keep adding dimensions until basically, you know, almost every line or all lines are white. Okay, but if you got this far, okay, I'm going to go ahead and kind of move on here just to save time. Okay. Yep. There's a lot of dimensions you can add. I mean, if you think about it, right here. Yep. That one's over constrained. That one's over constrained. But anyways, let's go ahead and finish this guy now and revolve it. Okay, so I'm going to finish my sketch. And we are going to come on up to revolve. It's going to highlight that profile, select our center line. And there is our beautiful syringe housing so far. Select OK. All right, now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and just create a sketch here right on this surface right here. And we're going to project some geometry first. So come to create, project, and we're going to project this inner line, this inner diameter right here, and select OK. Then we're going to drag out a circle with a diameter of 0.77 inches. And then we're going to do two more circles, one sort of in this vicinity, okay, with a diameter of 0.4 inches, and another one, same diameter, 0.4 inches, and then we're going to space them apart 0.4 inches as well. All right, and now we're going to go ahead and trim some stuff here. So actually, let's first draw out a line. So let's go from like here to here. We want to make it this one tangent to that one. And then we're going to do another line. Let's just add all the lines first here. Okay, now let's go ahead and add our tangent constraints all the way around. And now let's go through and trim all this excess stuff here. Okay, I think we're pretty good. So once you have everything trimmed, oops, double check because I just noticed some things I forgot right there. Okay, now let's go ahead and finish our sketch. And we're going to extrude this part and that part out a distance of 0.04 inches. Okay, so we have something that looks like that. Go ahead and select OK. And then if you look at the actual syringe that I have, there is a kind of a little fillet right here, and I'm going to go ahead and add that 0.05. Select OK. Okay, looking pretty good. Next thing we're going to do is assign it a material. All right, and when you're done, let's come up to Modify and go down to Physical Material and go to Plastic and go all the way down to, let's see here, Plastic Transparent, and select OK. Or you can do polycarbonate clear. I believe these are made out of HDPE, but I could be mistaken. So I'm going to hit close. All right, so once you have this nice transparent syringe housing, you are done with this part. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.